Okay, guys, let's roll the image behind. It is Donna. You should do. It's Shabuna. Shabuna Madai Moody. Yeah, that's right. Madai Moody. That's what I'll call her. I can't pronounce her name. Well, I was reading an article in which she's complaining about us nasty white people again, being all racists. And I thought, you know what, Shabana? I'm not in the mood for you today. So I'm going to dig into your past. I'm going to see your origins, how much you were paid, how much you claim in expenses, all the usual stuff when I do a hit piece. I'm an expert at doing hit pieces, Shabana, a real expert. I've hit them all in my time, even blind ones like David Blunkett. I had great fun with him. Anyhow, so I started digging, Shabana. And do you know what happened there? I'll tell you. Yep, bugger. Bugger, bugger, bugger. There I was getting all ready to go over the top, and I started digging into you. And what did I find? You're basically a decent person. That don't sit well with me, Shabana. Doesn't sit well with me at all. Anyhow, let's have a look what we found, is it, guys? And then we'll get on to the article itself. I said, personally, I've got some notes here, by the way, full transparency. Personally, she seems quite decent. I thought I had her at the start. I really did. Yeah. Anyhow, just because she seems a decent person doesn't mean she is, and it doesn't mean that her politics are right. They are wrong. We know that. Anyhow, when I started digging, the first thing I found was she'd filled her 11 plus. One up to the green arrow. I passed my 11 plus. And then it was 1-1 because she went to Oxford. And I thought, right, she's a DEI hire before they had DEI. But no, she done somewhat similar to me. After I come out of the Navy and that, to get into computers and everything, I went back to college for 2 years. Wasn't much fun, I can tell you, being a mature student with a bunch of kids. 2 years. What was it? Took certificate, a diploma in business studies and another one in computer science. I also had to do A-level English as well. You had to have those qualifications to do computers back in those days. But I never needed them. Never needed them at all. So yeah, she wound up in Oxford and took the qualifications later after failing 11 plus, and so I've got to respect her for that. Yeah, I got to respect her for that. Anyhow, so the next thing, I thought, well, okay, you escaped me there, old Mad-Eye. So I looked at how she came to be selected as a member of Parliament in Birmingham, 2010. And there was a bit of a storm, and I thought, great, this is going to be, she was put on a woman's only short list or a black only list or something like that. Yeah, as we've seen happen in the past with the short list. So I thought, I'll have her there now. Well, I got over there, and the storm was over the other candidate. And the other candidate might have had a point. There might have been some shenanigans with the vote. But I couldn't attack her on that angle because her opponent to be selected was a black woman. So, she wasn't on a woman's shortlist. and she wasn't on it because of her colour, because the other woman was black. And of course, she's Asian. Well, she's a Pakistani. Asians to me are people who live further east in the Orient, South Korea, those kinds. Nice people, attractive. Anyhow, the fuss apparently was between the blacks in the community and the Asians in the community. And the Asians outnumbered the blacks. You'll see that now. I think I made a note somewhere of the demographics of the area. Anyhow, there was an investigation, no cheating. I don't know if there was or not. It was a bit iffy to me. Anyhow, the constituency, young population, as you'd expect, predominantly Asian, a lot of poverty, most of them on benefits, black and Asian. Whites are a minority there. That's the whites living there are the ones who can't afford to move. Housing pressures from the surrounding communities to sell up and move out. We'll buy your house for a packet of peanuts. Yeah, I don't think it's very nice there for the white people. Anyhow, that was her job. So she got there. She seems she got her position as MP fair and square. I thought, yeah, she's decent. But being decent doesn't help the country. What is it? If telling the truth means I have to be without manners, then I shall be without manners. Something like that, isn't it? Well, that's me, guys. If telling the truth means I must be without manners, then I will be without manners. You saw that last night. Anyhow, she seems decent enough. It's not what I wanted to learn, though. Talk about a disappointed assassin. Anyhow, politically, she always votes the party line. She always votes with the Labour Party. She never rebels. She never pushes back. And so she's loyal to the Labour machine. She's not really an independent voice for her constituents. She's just a reliable sheep voter. I don't know. I doubt if that helps her constituency or the country. Of course, then I learned that Tommy Robinson, who I've got my differences with, but who I respect, and what is it? My enemy's enemy is my friend, and that's the way it is for now. Anyhow, so Tommy Robinson liked their policies on immigration. So there you go. That's another one. She's winning so far, isn't she? She supports more public spending, more state involvement, higher taxes, constituency with low income, high deprivation. Is that going to help the people? No, of course it's not. Immigration, she broadly supports it. But we all know immigration is a disaster. She'd disagree with us on that. Housing around the nation, stretched, isn't it? Schools are full. GP surgeries are full. People like that person by me, the brother lying on the floor for 22 hours. Yeah, that's a reality of life, isn't it? She supports the progressive woke agenda. She's into DEI, identity politics, all of it. The old enchilada, as they say in America. I don't know what an enchilada is, but I heard the term and I thought, I like that. The whole enchilada. Is it like a bacon butty? Anyhow, so she doesn't live in the real world. Anyhow, so she's been an MP now for 14 years. Has anything changed in her constituency? No, nothing. Nothing there has changed. Housing hasn't improved, employment hasn't improved there. People feel less safe, fact, even among their own communities. A bit of tension there between different Islamic factions, I understand. Anyhow, so what do we got? I wanted to do a real 100% hit piece on her, like I've done for so many in the past, but I couldn't really find anything to whack her with. So there you go. You can't win them all. She's a loyal foot soldier of the Labour Party. Oh, I could get her on that. I was only obeying orders. Yeah, that doesn't work. I'll keep that in the back of my mind. She's not an independent thinker. She doesn't challenge the machine. She just does as she's told. Anyhow, I said I'd be honest with you, and I've got to be honest with you over her. She seems to be a decent person. However, let's not give up just yet, is it? Let's not give up just yet. Let's go and see what she said. Okay. Illegal migration fueling racism in Britain, warns Shabana Mahmood. Okay, Shabina, look, you've got a red book. You thought you'd came here to see a video about Shabana Mahmood, but instead, this is your life. Anybody remember Eamon Andrews? No? He was big in the day. Okay, sorry. I got to tell you about a mate of mine. He got me thrown out of a Chinese restaurant. He was rushing around the restaurant with the menu, which was a red one like that, going up to say, you thought you came here for a Chinese meal, but you were wrong. They threw us out. Barry Island, it was a Chinese restaurant in Barry Island. Oh dear. Great day. Anyhow, let's get on with it. We're doing a hit piece, aren't we? Britain is becoming a more racist country as race relations worsen because politicians on the far left, including within the governing Labour Party, are in denial about the scale of public concern over illegal immigration. Shabana Mahmood said. Right. First female Muslim cabinet member. By the way, she's quoted as saying that she's a devout Muslim and it is the pillar that keeps her life supported. Yeah. She said she and her family members had been targeted with racist and anti-Muslim abuse regularly. Well, we know what the religion of peace is like, don't we? Actually, we'll come back to that after this. I want to show you something about the religion of peace. Perhaps if Muslims weren't so busy raping our young women or attacking our young men in pack attacks, if you watched yesterday's video, you know where to look for them. People wouldn't be so anti-Islamic. Anyhow, there's a lot more of it around in recent times than there has been over the course of the rest of my life. Let me tell you why that's happening, shall I, Madai? It's because there's a damn sight lot more of you than there were in the past. When you were just a small percentage of the population and you just lived in your little ghettos while your populations grew, you were pretty silent. But now your numbers are growing, above 10%. You're in the area where you're starting to throw your weight around as a religion. And that's why you're seeing kickback against it. Anyhow, more of my own family have been racially abused in that way recently. My family members, my immediate family members, my extended family members, my parents, my siblings, my cousins, my goldfish, my pet guinea pig, and my pet rabbit named Basil. they've all suffered racism. And also the people I represent, of more people tell me about being sworn at and told to fuck off home. Well, they would, wouldn't they? They would say that. I mean, people have an aversion to having their young sons being beaten or murdered, or their daughters being raped. I don't think they like it, so they may well tell some of you to go home. That's becoming a bit too common these days, she went on. What, the beatings or the rapes? Oh, you're talking about British people telling your people to go away? In short, sharp sexual jokes. The position on race relations. I feel if you're an ethnic minority in Britain, you can say with confidence, unfortunately, has worsened. Let's talk about minorities. The white race now makes up only 3% of the population of the earth. We got down to these low numbers in sort of 50, 60, 70, 80 years. Our numbers have declined down to 3%. My real minority on this planet is the white race. We just happen to be used in the way they do it. We are the majority minority in this country. Now, but he was a bit rich from talking about racism when that whites only make up 42% of the constituency she belongs to. Anyhow, they see a system that's broken, they have evidence of their own eyes, and I think it's perfectly right for them to tell their MPs about it. Darker forces will prevail, hinting at the far-right anti-migration forces such as Nigel Farage-led Reform UK. I don't think you've got anything to worry about there, Shabana. Nigel is paid for by your people. Yeah, take it up with his master if you've got a problem with Nigel. Go have a word with Youssef. Yeah, so don't give us that crap. Anyhow, government failure she's talking about here. Yeah, series of statements. Biggest overall. Well, we'll have to see with that, what happens with that. Anyhow, so she's a little bit pissed off with the Indigenous people because they tell people like her where to go. Thing is, if I had my way, she wouldn't be a member of Parliament. Yeah, she doesn't speak for the British people. She's not British, no matter what she says. In her Wikipedia, she describes herself as Pakistani, but no, she's British. No, she's not British. She is a British citizen. There is a big, big difference. And if I had my way, only someone who is an Indigenous British person should be allowed to stand for Parliament or hold high office in the civil service. Anything to do with the governance of the country should be a British citizen. And if they don't like it, well, they could do what some of her constituents have said to her people. When I was out in Portugal, if people had been abusing me on the streets, the Portuguese people, and saying, Welshmen go home or something like that, and I could see I wasn't wanted there, I would have left. I'd go home. I'd know when I wasn't wanted. But the thing is with these people is they know they are not wanted. They know that the British people, the majority of the British people, want them gone. And they don't like that. Anyhow, I'll show you that bit about Muslims in another piece. So that's all I got. I'm sorry I didn't get the crusher. I was really looking forward to it. But I've got to be fair to her. As a human being, she seems half decent. Now, guys, come on. I've got to get another 9,500 subscriptions. I think I might have bit off more than I can chew this time, but we'll see. So like and subscribe. Unless you like seeing me cry. Okay, guys, you've been listening to Paul Morris, The Green Arrow.